Another very important anatomy part of the human body is your lungs. Obviously, your lungs are in the main part of your chest, and without them, we couldn't breathe, and so as a result, they are a very important part of the human body. Again, these are our pig lungs, but they serve the same purpose, and you can sort of see some similar anatomy parts of this. So the lungs are to oxygenate the blood. They take out the CO2, which is bad for you, and they put oxygen in. They're full of air sacs in the inside of them, which you can't see because they're very microscopic, but they're cilia, little tiny hairs that clean the lungs and make sure that there's nothing bad in there as you're breathing stuff in. There are three lobes to your lungs. One side has two parts, and you can sort of see the different lobes here. These are two lobes, and then this lung just has the one lobe. And you must have two of the parts to be able to breathe well. So sometimes you can have part of your lung removed and still be able to live healthy, but you do need two of those. So there's two in the left-hand side and of your body. The trachea is part of what's going to go down through here. It's your breathing tube, and your air comes down when you breathe and goes into the tube, filters out into the parts of your lung. It comes from your throat and goes into the top of the lung. It splits into different bronchi down here. That's why sometimes you have bronchitis, because that gets stopped up. And it splits into the different lobes. It's sort of like a tree with big branches. The lobes spread out into your to your lung sacs. You can see it's very pinkish in color compared to other things that we've looked at, but very pinkish in color. That means it's good and healthy. The lungs also regulate your temperature and the moisture in your body, which is a whole different idea. It helps, it's a fight or flight mechanism. That's why when you get excited or get scared, you breathe more quickly because it's telling your body that something needs to happen. That fight or flight mechanism, when things are scary or you're scared by something, you breathe faster. And so that's an innate part of your body telling you you need to take care of some kind of issue. There's a negative pressure. And when your heart expands, or when your lungs expand, it pushes out into the cage, which is your rib cage, and expands. And then as you breathe out, then it reduces and sucks in that, pushes out that air. So a negative and positive pressure as you're breathing in and out. In terms of diseases, obviously there's a multitude of them, but when you have a cold, very often the infection will get in your lungs, cause you to cough because that's irritating what's going on in your lungs. You can get pneumonia, the flu, all those kinds of symptoms. COPD, where you can't breathe very well, obviously that is a lung disorder. Disease that we're dealing with right now, the COVID-19, obviously is affecting lungs. That's part of the problem with them. Emphysema, where people can't breathe very well, obviously a lung disease. You can have, obviously, cancer of the lungs as well as anything else. Black lung, people that have breathed in things that were harmful to their body, not knowing it over a period of time. So things like miners and those kind of people that have breathed in a lot of things that they shouldn't have would cause this to harden because it's a very soft, squishy product, and it hardens if it has to include things that it shouldn't have in it. Smokers' lungs, obviously all of us are familiar with people that have problems with smoking problems. You can't breathe as well, and obviously that causes this to be more hard. A lot of those issues that we talked about, this pretty little pink color will become almost a black color. It becomes very porous instead of this nice little spongy stuff that it is now. But obviously a very essential part of the body. You can, as I say, live without parts of it, but you do have to have some to be able to breathe. So the lungs, pretty important part of your body.